Hi, and thank you for joining me again on Living an Abundant Life After 60. And today we're going to be talking about ways of not letting life just pass you by. I think as we get older, things change. Our minds tell us we can do certain things, and we go out and then we're just sore for days afterwards, especially the things that you used to do that you grew up doing, and now you've got time to do it again, and it's not quite as easy. You can still do those things, you just have to take your time with it and be sure to stretch, be sure to, just kind of warm up a little bit. But not just about physical things, but things that just bring us joy. Every day, you should find one thing to do that brings you joy, whether it's going to a coffee shop, whether it's meeting with friends for a happy hour or for lunch, or just getting out and taking a quick walk. If you live by the water like I do, there's always great places to walk. And even if you don't live by the water, just getting out among the trees and just being outdoors and breathing the mostly fresh air is great for your mindset and for your body as well. We have been giving a big, huge gift at this age where we can get up in the morning, do what we want to do, but at the same time, not have to do anything if we don't want to do it. But I do believe that each day that you get out and you get amongst people, or at least amongst the outdoors, then that will actually breathe life, more life into you, so you have more energy. Another thing is explore your community. And one thing that David and I have been doing recently is we purchased what's called an Orca card, which is they have down here in the Tacoma, Seattle area, which you can have a card, and for seniors that are over 60, I think, or 62, you can ride on all the types of transportation for only $1. And so we've been taking advantage of that at least once a week and taking the train, which is called the Sounder down here, all the way from Tacoma up to Seattle, and then exploring some areas of Seattle that we haven't seen before or that's changed since we were there. I used to live in Seattle. I went to college in Seattle and then stayed up there for a little bit, but moved back down to Tacoma because of the lower house prices down here. But now I get a chance and an opportunity to not have to drive and not have to worry about the traffic and all of that, and just hop on the train in the morning and go up to Seattle for the day, turn around and get back on the train and head back home in the early afternoon. And I love that. I love the idea of that unstressful type travel. So if you live in or near a metropolitan area in your near a big city, then you've probably got those same things that we have, the opportunity to ride on all of the transportation, and it's not very costly. I do hear a lot of people talk about that they're kind of can't do much because they don't have the money to do it. And this is something that, for $1, can ride into town and walk around and then ride back if that's all you can do, or go up and buy a coffee, or just go up and walk around and see the sights that you haven't had a chance to see. Now, for those of you who know anything about the Seattle area, and a lot of cities have this, but there's an old city, and we call it the underground Seattle. And they do have underground tours on a regular basis, on a daily basis, actually, up in Seattle, that I've lived here in this area my whole life and never had the opportunity to take the tour. And now that I'm older, I've got a little bit more time on my hands. David and I decided to do that just last week. And that was part of our train trip. And so, as you can see from some of the videos that you'll see streaming by, we took the train up and got off, had some coffee while we were waiting for our underground tour to start. And then we got on the tour, which is a walking tour because you're underground, of course. And some of it's above ground, but most of it's underground. And you can see what the city of Seattle used to look like in its beginning days. And then, if you know anything about, there was a big, great Seattle fire. And it seems to me like most of the big cities in our country have had something like that happen. And then they've rebuilt and they're above ground. Most of the underground stuff was at sea level, and that's where people, especially in our area, we've got water all around us from the Puget Sound, and we've got lakes everywhere, but the Puget Sound mainly in the area of downtown. in the Seattle area. And we just had a blast, and it was nice and it was relaxing. And neither one of us had to worry about driving home after we had a long day. And so love that. Look for things in your area that you can go and do for the day. It's definitely worth it, and it will be the highlight of your week. David is a photography enthusiast and art. And so he took it a step further and purchased a membership to the Seattle Art Museum. And he also has one to the Tacoma Art Museum. And when I have time to go with him, I'll go on special occasions with him to those events as well. But it makes it so nice to just be able to, for him to hop on the train like he did this last weekend, hopped on the train and got in to see an opening exhibit there at the Seattle Art Museum. This channel is all about living an abundant life after the age of 60. And abundance comes in all forms. It's not just money, but it's love, life, relationships, and just enjoying your life as you get older. And so I appreciate you joining me on this video. And each video I'm going to try to share some new things that we've discovered to do, and also talk a little bit about some of the changes that we're going through as we get older. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you on the next video.